Being sick really, really sucks. Hey everybody, JP here, and welcome back to another podcast. It is Monday, which is a little bit different. I usually post things on Thursday, but I am here Monday because I missed last week, and I'm back again here. And I feel a lot better than I did like 4 days ago when I uploaded the last video of the update. I feel a lot better now, and talk about a few things that happened while I was sick. Happened around maybe beginning of February, maybe before like the end of January. I felt this weird pain under my tonsils, or I guess on my tonsils. I still have them today. I never got surgery to have them off, even though my sister and my mother, I think, both have them gone. I'm different. I haven't gotten those out. If not yet, I don't know when I'm gonna have them out. I might not. I don't know. So I felt a weird little pain, or a weird like cold breeze maybe. So I decided, whatever, I'm just gonna stick it out. And I started getting a little stuffy nose. And I woke up the next morning. I had a little phlegm in my mouth. I had the ability. This is really gross. I had the ability to get phlegm out of my mouth. So I took out the phlegm, and it was red, and it was brown and yellow. It was a mix of colors. It was blood, and all this crap was in it. So I'm like, well, that's not good. So I talked to my mother about it, and she's like, here, take not ibuprofen, but take little red pills. You can smash them up and make like a drug out of it. Shit, I forgot the name of it. Either way, she take out this and this mucus pill that also takes out mucus from your vocal cord area. And yeah, so I took those for about a week, and I didn't really make that much progress. I felt a little bit better, but after a while of not treating it, it does get worse, and I really didn't get the worst of my effects until last week, where I woke up. I think it was like February 6th, maybe February 3rd or 2nd or 4th. I don't know when it was, but I woke up, and I couldn't hear out of my right ear. Now, this was terrible. Now, before I go on with that, let me just say, the nights before that, I would always wake up with a swollen throat, and that really sucked. Like, it was a swollen throat. I tried getting some mucus out. Again, it was red, it was yellow, it was brown. I know it's gross, but why not just talk about it? It was weird colors. I had a swollen throat. At times, I lost my voice. Not all the way, but as you can tell by that last video, it was a little bit deeper, and that's because my voice wasn't really back to where it was. So, yeah. I forgot when it was. I think it was Tuesday. Last Tuesday, I woke up and I couldn't hear out of my right ear, and I'm like, oh, no, it was Monday. I woke up and I'm like, are you effing kidding me? Why can't I hear out of my right ear? Like, I got super scared, and I'm like, is this like fluid? Is this wax? It's been jammed up in my ear hole. What is this? So I'm like, I told my parents, I'm like, there's something in my ear. I don't know what it is, but it makes me so I can't hear. So we went to the doctors. Now, apparently, this some kind of insurance doesn't really work for one of our urgent cares, like locally. So we ended up having to go to the ER, it was unnecessary, but it was necessary for me because I couldn't hear out of my right ear. And also, I was tired of waking up with a swollen throat every day, and I was tired of having disgusting mucus come out of myself. So I went to the ER, and like we didn't call in the ambulance, but like we went to the ER, and we had the walk-in. So we walked in, we sat down. I came in, since I'm 18 now. I walked in, stated my name, told me the problem I had. They had me sit down. Now, looking around the area of the ER, there were multiple people standing there. There were two Latinos. I hate being racist here, but there were two Latinos. The one woman, she was sick enough to where she had to wear a mask over herself, and like whenever she coughed, she would like bend her neck, which like, made the mask like reveal itself. So she would cough, and the mask would come off a little bit. So like she's not really coughing into the mask; she's coughing in midair. And I'm like, can you please not give me Ebola? Is that racist? I don't know. And if it is, I'm sorry. But I saw them, and I'm like, they're gonna get me even worse. Like if she has like this terrible disease where she has to wear a mask, I'm like, get away from me. And then later I found out that when you're sick, you have to wear a mask no matter what. That's not the worst part of it. I'm looking around, and I'm like, people are so much more sick than I am right now. I mean, this is the ER, so you have to go in for a reason. When I walked in, I was surprised by a little girl in a wheelchair. She was shaking. She was screaming. She's like, ah, ah! And she's like, She's in a wheelchair. She's shaking. Like, she's about to foam. It looks like she's foaming from the mouth almost. Like, she's getting there. And she's just shaking. Like, oh my God, what's wrong with her? I didn't say that out loud, but I'm like, oh my God, what's up? So the girl went into the ER room, like the little doorway that you can go through, and she went through that. And I'm just sitting there waiting for my name to be called, and she's screaming like, I want to go home! And like, she's screaming at the top of her lungs, crying, screaming to go home. And I'm like, wow, I mean, if I was that sick, I'd want to be fixed. I would want to stay there. But maybe, like, I don't know what happened, but she wanted to go home, and she's screaming for her life. And like, I was scared for her. I was also worried for my own safety. Like, where am I? Why am I here? I'm not this sick. And that's not the worst part. The worst part, you're going to laugh at this. About 10 or 15 minutes in, do you know the bull kid, the bull cut haircut? No, okay, he has a bull haircut from Ned's school survival guide. He had the bowl cut. Put a picture of him right now. Imagine him with a little bit overweight. Okay, this kid comes into the emergency room. 3 cops are behind him. I didn't know there's any cops involved until about 4 minutes later. This kid walks in. He is shankled. His ankles are shankled. His waist has a metal chain on it. His arms are chained. His wrists are chained. I look at my stepfather and I'm like, what the hell is he doing here? Am I gonna die today? I didn't think I was gonna die that day. So I didn't realize he's wearing like shackles and chains until they unchained him. But 3 cops come in, and one's just standing there looking at all of us, and I'm like, what? Can you make an announcement? And I guess there's like a security guard also by like the check-in area, and I understand why, so they can unlock doors just in case someone would attack you. But I don't. This kid might have been psychotic, and he got unchained. Then the police give him this bag, and I think it has all of his school supplies, maybe. He takes the bag, but the cops had that bag also like wrapped up tightly. Like, is there something in there that could deadly hurt us? So he takes the unchain everything else. He gets the bag back. Now this is like a big garbage bag. Imagine like you're cleaning out your lockers at the end of the school year and you get that big garbage bag you take home. It was that big of a bag. He takes that bag. He walks over. He literally sits 3 seats to my right. This is really important. To my right. Remember, I can't hear out of that ear. So he sits down with his bag. And he starts talking to himself. For like the next 10 minutes, he's talking to himself. And I can't hear him. I'm on the right side. I'm on the left side of him. And my right ear is facing him. I can't hear him, so I don't know what he's saying. And I'm trying to listen, but I couldn't. So I'm like, okay, this guy's talking to himself. He's opening up a bag that could possibly have a weapon in it. I don't know what he's there for. I don't know why he's at the hospital. I don't know why he was chained. Like, you have to do something pretty bad to get chained. Is it just me, or do you have to? I think you do. So, this guy's chained. And, gets unchained, sits down, starts talking to himself. And then he starts moving to different seats. He gets up, brings his bag, goes to one seat. He gets up again, goes to another seat. And then he got up again and sat to a seat that if I gave you a meter stick and put it on the ground vertically, he is vertically in front of me. About 10, maybe 7 feet by vertically from me. He's sitting there looking at me, and I'm trying my best not to look at him because he's just talking to himself. And I mean, I am right now in a library, but I'm recording it at least. I don't know what happened to him. I don't know what's up with him. I felt bad. But I don't know why he was there. Again, comparing where I am, like, I wasn't that sick. I couldn't hear out of my right ear, and I also couldn't. I don't really know. But here's something I do know. They called me in I walked in. They took my blood pressure. They noticed that it was high because I'm overweight. So they're like, "Oh, you have high blood pressure. I mean, you don't have a high blood pressure, but your blood pressure is higher from the last 2 times you've taken it in the past areas of you've gone to. They have records of that." I'm like, "Oh, you have high blood pressure. Uh-ohs." And then they're like, "Okay, what's wrong?" And I'm like, "I am sick. I can't hear out of my right ear." And I'm like, "Oh, sweetie, okie dokie. Let me give you this." And then here comes Mr. Doctor. He's walking in. He wasn't English. I mean, he wasn't Caucasian. He walks in really proudly, and he's like, "All right, man, what's the problem? Do you have any pain?" I'm like, "When I wake up, my throat is swollen." And I'm like, whenever I have phlegm, it's grossly red and orange and black and it's in new colors." He's like, "Well, what you need is a Z-Pack." So he gives me drugs. He gives me a prescription for drugs, and I'm like, "When can I hear out of my ear again?" He's like, "Oh, this medicine should take care of it, most likely." He's like, "And if it doesn't, you can just make another doctor's appointment." Now, keep in mind that we went to the ER because we couldn't get into the doctors. The latest we could get in was like 2 weeks ahead, and I'm like, "There's no way in fucking hell I am not being able to hear out of my right ear for this long. I can't do that. I simply just can't." So, I'm like, "Okay, all right." So they didn't unclog my ear, so I had to go to school, and I'm like, "Oh, I can't do this." So this is Wednesday. So I stayed home Monday and Tuesday. So here's Wednesday, and I'm like, "I have to go to school now." I had to tell all my friends that I can't hear, and the worst part was going to chorus and being tone deaf. Because I sing, and when you can't hear out of an ear, it's hard to sing. It's hard to be on note. And one of my best friends who was in that chorus class, he kept laughing at me, and I'm like, "Why are you laughing?" He's like, "'Cause you can't sing and you're tone deaf." And I'm like, "I know I am. Don't make fun of me, bro." So Wednesday is over. Class is over, and I'm like, "Oh my god, 2 more days of school left in my life." Surprise, winter wonderland. Thursday was a snow day, and I'm like, "Fudge, yes. Oh yeah." And I'm like, "Party time. It's party time." Okay, so now it's Friday, and I'm like, "We need to get a doctor's appointment." And Mom's like, "We got an appointment on Friday for you." And I'm like, "How'd you get in that quick?" And I'm like, "Well, this new doctor that's here now, talk about her in a second. But she's like, "Oh, she got you in really early. I think it's because of your blood pressure." And I'm like, dun dun dun, because I know she's going to talk about my overweight problems and me having high blood pressure and seeing a nutritionist and maybe considering surgery. Do I want that? No, I don't. And this is the part where we get depressing, because now I'm going to a doctor's on Friday to get my ears so I can listen again, right? No, because we go in there and this lady, she's strict. She's like, "All right, listen up. This is how it's going to go. You're here for one thing and one thing only, and that's your blood pressure. I don't care what other problem you have." And she's like, you do not schedule an appointment to have your ears unplugged. You didn't schedule an appointment to talk about ADD. You did not talk about that because of your sleep apnea." By the way, I don't have that. I don't have that anyways. I think I made a podcast about that, but I don't have it. So yeah, she's like, "You didn't do this. You came in for the blood pressure, and now we're gonna talk about that." And I'm like, "Oh, hello, asshole. How are ya?" And she's like, yeah. So she talks about having blood pressure and talking about I need to have a life change, and I know I do. We're gonna get into kind of a serious tone here now, guys. All right, I need to lose weight, and it needs to be a life change, and I can't lose weight for somebody else. And for the first time in my life, I want to lose weight for myself, and I've never had that before. I have that confidence to lose it myself, but I need to be. I gotta look at reality at this point. I've tried losing weight before. I really have, and it works at some point, but at some point it just doesn't work, and that's because of myself. And I mean, my friends have tried to help me as much as they can, but at times I just can't do it by myself, and that's why at times I like to have a workout buddy. I like to have someone that'll be there for me when I'm trying to lose weight. But yeah, basically we had a really deep conversation, and the doctor talked about how her family was all diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, and how herself, she was overweight at her point of life, and she had to make that life decision. So she got kind of emotional with me. She was like talking about how her father died from diabetes, her mom died from diabetes, and she doesn't want me to die early. And listening to her, at first, I didn't want to see her again. When she walked out of that room to get my ear flushed, because, oh, by the way, we did get that, we did get that ear flushed, and that was the best feeling in the world. But anyway, she started talking about her parents and how they died, and she had to make that change, and she's hoping that I can do the same. Now, hearing a motivational story like that, it's nice to hear. This lady was a little bit older, so it was a different time, a different era where we have more like crap around us to eat. But so what I'm deciding to do, I have to make a plan here. I have to not just change the way I eat, but change my lifestyle. And I have a few plans of doing that. And maybe making a vlog again is the way to do this. But how am I going to start this? And that's something that people are like, oh, how are you going to start to lose weight? And I'm like, well, this is what I'm going to do. Let's eliminate the top 4 foods in my life. McDonald's, mozzarella sticks at Price Chopper, any kind of bad food at Price Chopper, candy at Price Chopper, and let's just say, for instance, food that I would get with friends. Okay, let's say like chicken wings, because I go to Wing Night every Monday. I haven't gone there in like 3 weeks, but that's beside the point. So we have those 4 or 5 foods. How am I going to get those out of my life? Well, here's something that I'm going to do. At one time in my life, I used to save money. But whenever I do get a check, I sometimes spend it on food. Now, using a $20 bill. Now, I've learned this. Using $20 bills, they cut it. Breaking a 20 is the worst thing to do. Because if you buy something that's like $6, you're breaking that 20. You get a 10, a 5, and a 1. What can you do with those? With a 10, yeah, you could maybe save it. What I did, I put the 10 in my drawer usually, and I take the 5 and the 1, and I spend the rest on food. And now that's just quick dollars I could spend. Who's gonna save $1? Who's gonna save the $5? I'm gonna spend it on food, and that's what I did. So my number one goal now, whenever I get that paycheck from Price Chopper, that's where I work. Whenever I get that nice little paycheck, that small one, but it's a paycheck nonetheless, take that money, and I'm going to have 4 envelopes. One saying, this is for the Nintendo NX. This one is for a Canon, a camera I can use, so when I start vlogging again, when I start making videos again, this will be the camera I will use, and it will be a great quality. By the way, I'm very close to hitting that mark now. So at some point in the lifetime of this channel, you will see a nice camera at some point, hopefully. Because right now I use the school's camera, and I just, at times, it's not a good camera. And also, it's not mine, so when I go to college, it's gone. And also, some other kids have to use it besides me, so, yeah. So yeah, I have these envelopes meant for things, and like I would have a envelope for like a MacBook Pro, and that's what I originally saved up money for. I got up to $400 from the MacBook Pro, but I realized that after summer stuff, like I can't get all this money together, and I took out like $200, put it in the bank. I took out another $200 and I used it. I bought the new 3DS, and it was. I'm gonna be honest here. If you have a 3DS and you want to buy the new one, don't do it. It's not worth it. It's not worth buying it. There's nothing that's really different about the 3DS and the new 3DS. Nothing at all. Maybe like a better processor, or maybe like a better hard drive, and runs games maybe smoother. But other than that, there really isn't anything else comparing the 3DS XL to 3DS New XL. There really isn't a difference there. So yeah, that plan is to eliminate those $1 bills or $5 bills and put them in an envelope, because I take those and I buy fast food. I have to make a calendar for myself on when I can eat that way though, because there's no way in hell I'm gonna live this life without eating a bad food, because that's just not how it's gonna be. Exercising more and eating less is where I have to go here. Maybe quitting out the afternoon snacks, quitting out whenever I get home, which is why I like staying in this library where I'm recording this video, because the more I stay here, the less I will eat when I get home. So, maybe changing the time that I eat. Maybe instead of eating dinner at 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, I'll eat it at 5 or 6. And it's hard with drama club right now, but that's a possibility that I'm going to have to do, and that I might have to do. But yeah, so that's another thing there. taking out the $1, $5 bills in my life and stop getting fast food. Big thing that I'm gonna have to decide on is going out with friends. It's just really hard because my friends always go out usually every Monday to get chicken wings. Jordan and I, we like to hang out Saturdays or Sundays or Fridays after college or classes are done. So we always usually get dinner, and if we do the math there, that's going out 2 times a week. Of course, we haven't done that in a while. I haven't gotten chicken wings in a few weeks, I said before. But on a bad day, I would go out 2 times a week, spending $20 to $30 to $40. That's a lot of money, and it really does add up. Fast food adds up, by the way. I'm letting you all know it's not even worth it. I say this all the time. I love fast food, but really, it's not worth it. If you spend $8 to $10, that's for me. That's 1/3, not 1/3. That's 1/30th of a Nintendo NX, and is it 1/30th? Shit, I don't know what it is. Well, I think I can actually do the math here. I probably can do the math here. I think I'm doing math right now. Okay, that is the fuck? Hold on a minute. I'm doing math on a calculator. Fuck it, I don't know, man. I think maybe $10. That's I swear that's like a 0.3% out of 100 of getting to where I want to be. But basically, what I'm saying is, the less fast food I spend, the more money I can save, and the more money I save, the more cool stuff I can get. And all this is all pluses. If I lose this weight, I can get some cool stuff. But losing weight, it's not going to be affected by bribes. It's not going to be affected by getting girls. What it's going to be is you're going to feel better about yourself, and that's what I want to be. I want to feel better about myself now. I don't want to die at the age of 55. I want to live. If I want to have the life I want to live, if I want to have the life that I've always imagined having, then losing weight is the way to go. Now, I don't want people to be like, "Oh, I don't want to go out to dinner with you now if you want to lose weight." I want to still have dinner with friends. I think what I would do, I would go out with them, get maybe half of what I usually get, maybe get regular amount, and then take half of it home. I could do that. That's just something simple I could do. If I go out with girls, let's say, I don't really eat that much anyway with girls. I try not to. I have this weird thing where I do not eat when I'm on a date with a girl. You'll know if I'm on a date with you, by the way, in future, if I don't eat. So that's just something funny that I should point out about my life. I don't know why I do it. I don't eat. Maybe because I try not to be a pig. I don't know. But yeah, this video's getting a little bit long. But yeah. I'm sorry about this video getting a little bit long, but I just wanted to explain a few things about my life. Sorry, I had to get some water there. And on today's topic, today is a small Gatorade bottle which had water in it. Oh, that's something else too. Something else I can also get rid of, even though I drank it today, was Gatorade. Stop it with the Gatorades. It's decently high in sugar, and it's during my lunch. And maybe instead of drinking Gatorade, I can drink a lot more water, which I try to do anyways, because I live in a household where we don't really drink that much soda. You know, talking after a long time really gets your throat hurting, and I guess maybe that's how I got sick. I hope not, but that's something that could happen. Anyway, if you enjoyed this podcast, give it a like. Give me a subscribe if you like my stuff. But yeah. Next, maybe Thursday or Friday, I'll make another video. Probably will, maybe not. I don't know. And if I do, then whatever. This is just another topic for today. It was going to the doctors in general, and I kind of explained my own life while going to the doctors, because I am a sick I am sick if you want to put it in conclusion when it comes to being obese. That is a sickness and a disease. That's one thing I never liked either, calling obesity a disease. It is a manual thing you can decide on. However, I do think sometimes I do have an eating disorder. I feel as if I do. Oh, and by the way, this is an update on the ADD situation in my life. I'm going to get a thyroid test, which might affect, if it comes out, if I have hypothyroid something, I don't know what it's called. If I do have it, that could be an effect of why I'm not losing as much weight as I always wanted to. But, I'm getting a lot of tests. I'm getting a lot of blood. I'm getting a lot of blood tests. I'm getting a lot of I think I've got a pee in a cup to test my blood level. All these tests that have to do with diabetes, that have to do with being overweight, I'm gonna have to do. I'm also going to see a nutritionist. Talking about what I should and what I can eat. I talked to one of my teachers about this, and I said this before in the video. I'll say it again. Weight is a number, and if you're a math geek, you're gonna like that number. You're gonna want to count numbers. You want to count calories. You can do that. You want to be a certain weight. Girls want to be that 90 pounds, 100 pounds. That's just too low. In life, weight shouldn't be a number. Of course, it should if it counts. If you're gonna die by being like 600 pounds, 500 pounds. The goal in life for myself is not to be a certain weight, but to feel better about myself. And to get to where I want to get to, I will lose weight. I will be that number. I will be a certain number. But in my mind, I don't want to be a certain weight, because when I see that I'm not that weight, I get depressed and I eat more and I don't exercise. I have to come to the conclusion that weight is a number. Being fit, being active, being the way I want to be is my goal. It is my essential goal. I want to get to where I will be happy with myself. Anyone who knows me here, if you want to help me out, help me out. There's not really any way you can help me. Unless you want to go to the gym with me, I don't know what's going to happen. And simple things like, let's say, walking a dog, and we don't have a dog at home, but maybe we can get a dog at some point. My family can. Walking a dog, that's exercise. Walking, that's something that always happens to me. I exercise too much, and I hurt myself, or I get sick. It happens all the time, and I need a simple exercise that might burn calories at a decent rate, but it won't tire me out to a point where I won't come back the day after tomorrow, or the next day, or even the next week. I want there to be some kind of mix of exercises that I do. One of my teachers were talking about this, and she's like, if instead of getting like a double cheeseburger at McDonald's, just get like a grilled chicken snack wrap or something. Get something that's not fried. Stay away from the burgers. I've heard that before, and if I have to, then I'll do it. Instead of having a burger, I'll switch it with fries and, let's say, a grilled snack wrap or an ice cream cone. I think the ice cream cones at McDonald's, they have a pretty low fat rate, and they're not that high in calories. I believe that is the fact there. I'm not so sure, but I'm looking up on like Google on like things you can eat at fast food that aren't terrible for you. The salads are pretty decent. There's one salad that's really bad for you, and there's one that's not as bad for you. So, and this also sucks because this is the year of the Shamrock. This is the month of the Shamrock Shake, and I love those so much. And not being able to have those like once a week, it's gonna hurt me. It's gonna kill me. I've done it before. I can do it again. I'm actually doing something that my friend Jordan did last year, and that's taking a picture of yourself every single day at a certain time. I actually started this yesterday, and I'm gonna keep doing that. One, because I'm not doing face cam or face podcasts. I hate people call them face cams for podcasts. Podcasts should just be talking. I might actually transition to an actual podcast with my face in it, but that will be sometime in the future. Of course, I might make more comedy videos on this channel. I might make gaming videos. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but I'll do something, and it'll be pretty cool. Crap, I forgot where I was talking about. Oh, boy. Alright, so basically, anyways, again, as I said, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, give me some support in the comments, and always, thank you guys for supporting this channel. People who actually watch this video, you mean a lot to me. I have a very small demographic right now, but I'm hoping that in some time in my life, I will grow a fan base that not only just cares about me, but loves me, and I will do the same to you. I will not give you the love that Tana Mongu cannot give you, or is it the love that she can give you, but I'll give you somewhat of the love that she can give you. I will not lie to you guys. Alright. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and also I'm planning on making another account with my friend Jordan, and it's going to be a comedy channel, and I'll have my face in that, so that's something that'll be in the future. Also, Jamaican is my gaming channel. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. See you guys on Thursday, hopefully. Alright, peace out, guys.